All right, the manhunt for the shooter who ambushed those two LA County deputies over the weekend is still underway, and there's currently reward money for information on the gunman. It was originally $100,000, but has now reached $175,000 after two additional donations. But Sheriff Alex Villanueva thinks there should be more and is calling on a local celebrity to match the reward. Listen.
Challenge is to LeBron James. I want you to match that and double that reward, because I know you care about law enforcement. You expressed a very interesting statement about your perspective on race relations and on officer-involved shootings and the impact that it has on the African-American community. I appreciate that. But likewise, we need to appreciate that respect for life goes across professions, across races, creeds. And I'd like to see LeBron James step up to the plate and double that. Let's see what he does. I'll be very curious to see what his response is, if any.
All right, will he step up to the plate? Let's bring in our company, Maryland congressional candidate Klacik and National Review columnist, Newsmax contributor John Fund. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you?
All right, John Fund, is this an appropriate thing to do? I mean, A, is it appropriate? And B, should LeBron step up and match what he was given for these other incidents where people were targeted?
Well, I'm normally not someone for shaming people through the words of a public official. That's not normally the job description. However, LeBron James, in his statements and support for Black Lives Matter, has basically put himself out there for commentary. And he's a rich guy. We know he has the money. And in this case, I'd make an exception. But of course, LeBron James is free to, shall we say, fire back.
Okay. Kim, the thing that I think is interesting here is that there were so many people in the wake of the killing of George Floyd and others that donated to Black Lives Matter because they wanted to see this. Here we have these two deputies, one, a very young woman with a young baby who is new to the force. Shouldn't there be as equal amount of outrage and support when this kind of violent action takes place?
Absolutely. And this is kind of the problem that I see a lot with athletes and celebrities. They get involved when it's convenient and when it fits a narrative that they're comfortable with discussing. But a Gallup poll showed that 81% of Black Americans across this country do not want to defund the police and actually hold the police in a high regard. And I think, if LeBron James, he comes and he talks for the community in other instances, he should do it now as well. I mean, this is something that is extremely serious. They were just sitting in their patrol car doing their job and they were attacked. And so I think he should step up. But of course, we can't tell him what to do, but that would be great. And that would probably help us unify this country a bit more. So I hope he does take it on.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, I want to switch gears just a little bit. Kamala Harris was in a virtual roundtable yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's amazing. In Arizona, where she was talking about her economic plan. Take a listen.
A Harris administration together with Joe Biden as the president of the United States. The Biden-Harris administration will provide access to $100 billion in low-interest loans and investments for minority business owners.
I don't think you're supposed to say that, Kamala.
Not yet. Wait a little bit before he's... Holy smokes.
John, there's been a lot of speculation that she would be the president on day one. Do you think this is a Freudian slip, or is she speaking her mind here?
The definition of a political gaffe is, in Washington, if someone tells the truth inadvertently. I think she just told the truth. Look, I'm not saying that Kamala Harris is making her best impression of Edith Wilson, who, of course, ran the White House the last 2 years of Wilson's terms as president, but she certainly may be measuring the drapes a little prematurely.
Kim, some have come out and said that Joe Biden should be looking for a new food taster. Do you think he should have concern, or do you think this shows us who really will be pulling the strings if Biden wins come November?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty hard gaffe here. I'm pretty sure she'll probably come up with some comment that she was tired and messed up. But honestly, I think this is showing us exactly what they're thinking, especially the DNC. And I would have to ask Kamala Harris if she feels that maybe VP Biden should take a fitness test or something showing that he is capable of holding this job down. I mean, she actually lost the presidential or her nomination by 15% is what she got only for as far as voters. And so the people have already spoken. You know, they didn't want Kamala Harris then, and I don't think they want Kamala Harris now. And so if she thinks that she's going to step up and take the seat, and Democrats even don't have a problem with it, I think she's wrong.
I just wonder what Joe Biden's thinking. He hears that and he's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be supporting me." It's just hysterical. I mean,
Sean.
Yes, sir.
Sean, you're presuming that they've told him.
That's, you know what? I thought that same thing, John. I was thinking to myself, you know, at first she was probably going to call him, and she's like, you know, I don't think he's actually going to see this thing, you know? And if he does, he'll probably forget it. I mean, you know, this thing normally would have caused quite a stir, but I don't think that the Biden campaign really, they're almost playing it down in some ways.
They want to make as little news as possible, campaign as little as possible, and talk as little as possible. That's why these debates are going to be the most important. In fact, the only element of this campaign where we actually may get to discuss candidates. This is the campaign that never was.
Yeah, Kim, the thing that's interesting that John brings up is that they want people to vote before. I mean, you keep hearing this message: get out and vote, cast your vote early, cast your vote early. I believe that it's because they don't want to see Joe Biden on a debate stage with Donald Trump.
Yeah, no, I'll be interested to see if he does show up for that. I mean, think about it. This is a guy that's been in office for almost 50 years, right? And here we are looking at a country that has not progressed, you know, on a downward spiral at the moment. So he will have to actually talk about what he's done in these past 50 years and have to answer some really tough questions. And I don't think they want to see it. I don't think he can do it.
I think that she may tag along with him and be like, you know, tag me in, phone a friend.
Phone a friend, that'd be great.
It's going to be like Trump and Harris and Biden on stage, and they get to choose who gets to answer the questions. It'll be interesting. September 29th, this is going to be a big night on Newsmax to sit back and watch that debate and see what happens.
Kim, John, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys' insights.
Thank you.
All right,
No problem.
Sean, I'll be right back with our thoughts on some of today's top stories.